about the transfer portal? How's things going for you?
Great. I think that we've been very active since the day it opened. I've been very public in saying I don't like the timing of it, but we've had guys on campus. We've done a ton of Zooms. As the portal goes, this is speed dating, so you're developing relationships, diving into things as quickly as possible, and our guys have done a great job, and we feel like we're in a place of addressing our needs, and that's something we're excited about.
You officially talk about any additions yet and what they bring?
Yeah, I think we've gotten a few in. Jake Davis, obviously from Mercer, was the first, a young man that we're really, really excited about. Elite shooter, high IQ, just a great fit. Kylan Boswell. Kylan is a guy that we're re-recruited. Obviously, everybody knows him, a 5-star kid that went to Arizona, was a part of Tommy's success there. Coming back home, great player. Trey is a young man that we followed very closely throughout his process. Obviously started at Southern Cal, made a transfer to Louisville, had a great freshman season there, but fits what we're doing. Kind of a multi-dimensional 6'7", do-it-all guy, high IQ. And then the latest one, which I think is out, probably getting me in trouble, Kerry Booth. Kerry was a transfer from Notre Dame, 6'11". Very, very excited about him as a guy that can play multiple positions, really 3-4-5 on the perimeter. He's got great size and length and athleticism. He can really shoot it, can really run. So we feel good about this group, and we'll continue to keep diving into the portal.
I know those guys have multiple years of eligibility. What kind of went into that part of the process for you when you were looking for guys this offseason?
Not as much as you think in terms of, we stressed getting old. Now it was just about acquiring talent and experience. Knowing it's a little more difficult to find older grads. Some of those will continue to happen late. But, we'll stay in the hunt for some of those guys. But now it was just more about continuing to build a roster that fits what we're trying to do.
Kylan turns 19 this week. How much more does he have left to show in terms of his progression and how he fits?
I think his best basketball is in front of him. The young man that came out of high school, went to college early, has I think the opportunity to really gain with Adam Fletcher in the strength and conditioning area. He's an elite defender. Here's a kid who shot 40% from the three-point line. And I'm excited about him and our style and our system. I think he can really flourish. So he's young in age, but he's very experienced and very mature from a game minutes point of view.
Something you said, I think it was late February, March, but you noted like all of the teams you brought in, 6, 7, 8 transfers, most of them weren't tournament teams. You're not to that number yet, but do you have some level of trepidation?
No, Alabama did okay. I think we're going to continue to see this trend. I think it's getting more and more challenging with freshmen, but it's to each their own, I guess, and I think you got to fill a roster, and kids got to want to compete and they got to want to challenge themselves. We're in a great spot. We've got great facilities. We've got great success that we're following up with, and kids want to be a part of that. So. We'll see how that all plays out, but I love the group we've got coming back, and we're going to lean on them heavy, and they've got to blend with the new guys.
How did the success you had this season kind of inform how you approach this offseason?
Well, there's no doubt. I mean, I think what we did offensively, being 1, 2, or 3 almost all year offensively, I think the game has shifted to the offensive side a lot. I think UConn, Alabama, us, Purdue were the top 4 teams offensively. Knowing how we wanted to go out and find guys that fit that style, fit the way we played with 5 out was important. Having success, the 29 wins, the Elite 8, that's all a bonus. But I think it's about selling kids on a style of play that suits them and allows them to be successful.
I would assume, Brad, that you and your staff are being even more picky about freshmen than you look for, high school kids that you even look at now. Is that the reality now, or
Very much.
do you think that'll flip?
No, I think it's very much a reality. I think that there's, I think there's always going to be your superstars that get recruited and play, but I think, really other than the guard at UConn, who really played as a freshman substantial minutes on any of the Elite 8 teams. There weren't very many. It's hard to find freshmen that truly impact winning. They can play, but impact winning. And, and then they can go and get experience at a lower level and move up a couple years later. And that's a trend that we're all seeing. Whether we like it or not, it's the reality of it.
Is the Jake Davis path for a freshman more likely now at this point? Go to a Mercer, prove yourself, and maybe you'll get to that point?
I think so. I think that's what you're going to see is a kid may get under recruited, a kid may not be seen, or a kid may step into a situation where he's very successful and now boom, he blows up and here he is. And so there's a lot of various reasons for kids like him, but he's a great fit for us.
What can you say about Chester's status with you?
Yeah, Chester's no longer with us. He's going to West Virginia. We thank Chester for his just undying loyalty, his dedication. Nobody bled orange and blue more than him. He's a guy that has lived it. I'm excited for him. He came here and wanted to win championships because he didn't as a player, and he came away with 2. So I'm excited. His path as associate head coach is the next step, and excited. It puts him back in a vicinity where his name recognition will really, I think, pay off for him and his desire to become a head coach. But he was fantastic, and wish him nothing but the best.
Imagine this is a pretty desirable position. What are you looking for?
I haven't thought about it, to be very honest. I shouldn't say I haven't thought about it. It's crossed my mind, but this is a great spot, and success has been pretty high the last 5 years, and we've got to find the right fit. We've got to find the guy that understands what we're doing and who we are, and we'll find that.
What's it kind of a tradition here of your Mr. Basketball Award winner playing for the university? What's that mean to have?
Oh, it's special. Yeah, it's special. Merez is terrific and had a great season. He's continuing to get better. He was fun to watch his development throughout his high school career. He committed so early, and I'm excited for what his path looks like. I think he's a guy that the best basketball is way in front of him, and just excited to see him wearing the orange and blue. Yeah. Yeah, he's physically gifted. He's got a great body. He's athletic, so he's going to be successful. Just from the athletic standpoint, and I'm excited to get him in here this summer, start working on our stuff. And I think he'll his athleticism and his physicality will allow him to be successful early.
What else stands out from a need standpoint in the portal? Things that you want still to go get?
Yeah, I mean, we'll continue to try to sign shooting. We'll continue to try to find a big or 2. We'll continue to keep evaluating. This thing goes in segments. With all your grad transfers, with all your NBA guys. But in the meantime, we'll just keep dealing with what's there and try to fill our needs and again fit the pieces of the puzzle together.
Obviously, Chester gone. Sincere and Amani were recruited by him, but what do you think about those guys heading out? Yeah,
I mean it's I think it's part of the equation today that you factor in, and obviously Sincere didn't play this year, and chose to redshirt. Amani is a guy that fought some injuries. Love both of those guys. They were a big part of our program, a big part of success. The job that Sincere did, helping our scout team. Amani was in a situation where he was getting ready to help us a ton. and unfortunately had a pretty significant injury that kept him out a while. But I got no hard feelings either way on my end, and wish him nothing but the best. And they're great young men, and wish him nothing but continued success.
Do you keep the scholarship open for sometime in the summer? It's like Cam Spencer, I don't think went in until June.
Probably. We did this year. We kept the scholarship open all year. Looking at the end of the year, looking at semesters. So we'll evaluate that as we go, depending on what the needs are at the time. But there's always going to be, like I said, different cycles of how this works. So we'll play it day by day as we are right now, and it's ever changing. And we find the guys that fit us, we'll take them and try to get them. And if they don't, we'll continue to hold one.
Is there any update on Marcus and potentially pursuing a 6-year eligibility?
Yeah, and I have not heard anything of late. It's that's in his hands in terms of going on and moving forward with some legal counsel. But we'll see where that all ends up.
Marcus and Quincy both got invites to Portsmouth. What kind of opportunity is that?
Anytime they get an opportunity to show off their abilities in front of a plethora of NBA scouts and do it in a different environment and be coached by guys who've been in the league, it's a great opportunity. And both were very deserving. Quincy quietly had a great season. We all know about Marcus's season, but it'll be great for those guys to get in front of those guys, be able to talk, for people to find out how good a character they have. So I'm happy for them.